When the 1,000 years are over, Satan will be released from his prison.
If you're lying in bed this Saturday morning, wondering why a pair of Mormons aren't knocking on your door, aren't waking you up, and aren't trying to convert you to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, maybe it's because they're off making a movie. In the year 2000, Mormon director Richard Dutcher released God's Army, a feature-length film about Mormon missionaries that took Salt Lake City by storm. It only cost $240,000 to make and netted more than 10 times its budget. It didn't take Joseph Smith and his magic glasses to see that they were onto something. A new genre of film was born, Mormon cinema.
Let's do some good.
Salt Lake City started pumping out the blockbusters. The romantic comedy The Singles Ward, covering the world of Mormon relationships. Dramas like The Other Side of Heaven, and family fare like Charlie and Handcart. Realising there was a buck to be made in the Mormon film industry, and considering my background in cinema, for example in this short film I played a chicken, I knew I had all the skills to get a trailer together to pitch my own Mormon film.
I'm sick of this lot!
Seeing Mormons appear to want Hollywood-style films, I'm here to deliver. You must be in the right place.
The two projects that are underboard right now that I'm involved in is, of course, the sequel to God's Army, and then The Prophet, which is a feature epic film about the prophet Joseph Smith. It's a $10 million film. We've got Val Kilmer on board to play Joseph Smith.
Now that there's starting to be this kind of whole film thing happening, LDS film, well, some people are offended by that. You know, some of the more ultra-conservative groups go, ooh, you know, and then what Richard Dutcher does in his films, where he shows prayers, and he shows miracles, and he shows blessings. People are freaked out by that. They're like, whoa, isn't this secret? Isn't this private? We're like, no.
God's Army cost him about $280,000, and, you know, the rest is history. And it's been interesting because a lot of people started going, wait, there's a market here? Let's go make a movie.
I mean, there have been films like Hailstorm. They made more money than any film except God's Army. I mean, they're financially successful.
So we started out with The Singles Ward. This is the first film that we did. This is the RM. Did a great box office. We just wrapped a film called The Home Teachers. It, again, is a cultural piece.
And how do people within the church react to these films?
They love them. They absolutely love them. In the movie God's Army, there's a part where they knock down a bathroom door and take a picture of a missionary sitting on the toilet. And a lot of the church members got really offended that, you know, you would show a missionary half naked on a toilet seat.
That made some of the very Orthodox Mormons uncomfortable. And so then with Brigham City, then he explores a serial killing in a Mormon town.
It was a gory film, and the Mormon people didn't turn up. They didn't go see it.
When Richard released a PG-13 movie, I mean, there was a lot of people that were like, whoa, you know, it's not rated G. You know, there's Richard Dutcher, he's holding a gun. The community is like, well, how can I watch that, you know? That Mormons are very conservative, and they have been told for years, be extremely cautious in what kind of entertainment you go to.
You have to look at things from a marketing standpoint. If you're going to go make a film for the Mormons, you can't offend them.
Maybe pitching my movie was going to be tougher than I first thought.
It was part of Mormon folklore.
I forbid any Mormon to door knock in Sin City.
A part of town that had turned its back on God.
I'm sick of this life!
Everyone said give up.
Our bikes wouldn't even make it. The terrain's too rough.
Everyone said they're beyond redemption.
The Prophet Lehi made it all the way from Jerusalem to America. Surely we can make it to Sin City.
But they hadn't met Elder Kent and Elder Fox.
I don't want to stop drunk no more!
You don't have a choice!
God gives everyone a choice.
How can you spread the Lord's word when you're standing on the darn handlebar?
I can't see why what we're doing is wrong. Drinking coffee is wrong. Drinking cola is wrong. What's wrong with extreme sight?
There's two types of Mormons. Latter-day Saints and Latter-day Ain'ts.
This is about the Book of Mormon. It's not about monos and wheelies.
What does it matter for saving souls? What does it matter for spreading the word of Gordon B. Hinckley?
You're lost.
Get out of here, you Jesus freak! I heard about you Mormons, you and your magic underpants.
Suit yourself.
Hey! Who taught you that?
Friend of ours. Guy we call Jesus.
We can beat your best guy in a race down Death Mountain. You're all from the Bible class for a month?
Yeah. Bible boy. But if you lose, we get your bikes.
I've been reading about Joseph Smith and Brigham Young and the Golden Plates. I'm gonna be a Mormon.
They're fast, they're furious, and they're looking for souls. They're extreme Mormons. Coming soon.
Wow. Yeah.
So you think there's a chance of getting it up?
Well, I have concern about the story at this point.
I mean, were they actually missionaries? Because that's not how missionaries...
Got good production values. It looks great.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think missionaries would be allowed. I mean, they were pretty strict with missionaries.
There's a whole subculture who says, I'm young, I like rock and roll, I like extreme sports, I like action movies, but I also have a religious aspect to my life. To me, this is for that audience. This is exactly for that audience. We may get some resistance for that title. We kind of accept the label Mormon, but it was coined by detractors. So possibly, extreme missionaries, extreme. I mean, I don't know. I'd have to think about. It could work, extreme Mormon.
It'll be fun to see what happens with God's Army too, and then I'll have a better idea of whether that's going to fly or not.
I don't have any discretionary funds, so I can't green light it because I think this could work.
Will you show Richard Ducha?
Yeah, I'd show Richard.
Okay, maybe he'll be interested in directing it after The Prophet.
Yeah, I doubt it.